Hi, I am Andy Adams, the Director of Judges for the NCHA. I would like to welcome you to the NCHA Judges Educational Series. In this segment, we will look at Rule 1A, the deep cut. To satisfy Rule 1A, rider has to enter the body of the herd and get behind some cattle. The route taken is more important than the number of cows. So in this first example, the first arrow signifies the body of the herd. The second arrow is the traffic cows leaving the herd. That rider would have to continue to move forward and get into the body of the herd. He does not do so, so it doesn't matter how many cows come around him. It is not a deep cut. In this scenario, we have traffic cattle coming around. The rider does not enter the body of the herd, so it would not be a deep cut. This rider starts to head towards the herd, the body of the herd, but doesn't get there. He has to enter the body of the herd in order for this to be a deep cut. And he turns and comes and cuts a cow. It doesn't matter how many cows come out, he has to enter the body of the herd. So the arrow is signifying where the body of the herd is. That rider would have had to continue straight to enter the body of the herd. He doesn't. He turns and comes up with traffic and cuts out of that traffic. It is not a deep cut. So this scenario is a deep cut. This rider rides into the body of the herd, which he is in the body of the herd. He has got behind cattle and he's driving cattle out in order to cut a cow. This satisfies Rule 1A. So in this segment, we'll take a look at excessive herd help. Judges will reduce run content when excessive herd help affects the run, such as saving a major penalty, cutting down the pen, and in fresh cattle, driving the herd out for the cutter. Common sense and the facts will be used to determine the value of each situation. So I got about 7 or 8 examples of different types of excessive help. This first one is going to be the turn back help on the left side. So the cutter's controlling the cow, he's doing everything he's supposed to do, and this turn back help on this side just keeps getting down there further and further. Pretty quick, he's basically shortening the pen down, like he's stopping the cow over there. So it's hard to give that cutter credit for controlling that cow because you can't tell if he's stopping the cow or if the turn back help is stopping the cow. So on this one happens to be on the cut. So the cutter drives up there and kind of gets on the wrong side of the cow. The guy in the corner is already moving to block that cow. So at that point right there, I'm going to say that he for sure saved a back fence, maybe even saved losing a cow. So that's a pretty big one. And this one, the corner horse on the side, on the right side, never does go back to the herd, stays off the fence a long ways. We got a miss right here, and then after that miss, that rider corner help moves in, waves his hand, pretty much blocks the cow. So it's a pretty good takeaway on excessive help. So this one's a left corner guy. He just keeps coming out further and further and further. Just keep shortening that pin down, shorten it down pretty quick. That rider doesn't have to go very far, and that cow's already stopping because the corner horse is actually stopping the cow. So in the left corner here, the same kind of deal. That guy just kind of keeps walking out there. His horse is just continuously moving back and forth. You can't really tell who's working a cow because both are moving left and right with the cow. It's definitely excessive help. So this one is that left corner help. You really can't tell who's cutting the cow. If you look over to the left on the front view and you were just looking at that, you really can't tell which one's the cutter and which one's the helper. That's excessive herd help on the cut. We are duty bound to call obvious penalties. If you have to ask yourself if it was or if it was not, it is not obvious. Remember, we are also duty bound to recognize credit earning opportunities. We want to thank you for attending this session of the Judges Educational Series.